Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Stanford Athletics Board Awards ceremony. My name is Ashley Adamson, and it is truly an honor to be back here celebrating a group of student athletes who embody the very best of Stanford University. This is my 11th year at this event, and every time I come, I think this is the most accomplished, inspiring, best-looking group of student athletes ever. And then I come back the next year, and you guys raise the bar, and somehow you're more inspiring and more accomplished and even somehow better looking. The biggest thing I have learned over all of the years of hosting this is that the shorter that my opening remarks are, the better feedback I get at the end. So I will keep this very brief, and we will get to the awards shortly. But I just had to share one quick thought with the student athletes. They say that one of the keys to thriving in life and anything that you do is your capacity to function in uncertainty. And I think everyone in this auditorium would agree that the last few years of college athletics has felt like one big, messy group project of let's just sort of figure it out as we go. So while these awards that we're going to give you today recognize your excellence, they also reveal, I think, something deeper about who you are and what you've been through. You all have been giving a master class in how to thrive in uncertainty. And I think your ability to adapt and stay focused and just show up and do your thing, even as all of the goalposts keep moving around you, it's remarkable. And I admire each one of you deeply. So today, even though I'll be reading off your list of accolades and accomplishments, I just want to say that this is not just a celebration of what you have done. It's also an acknowledgement of how you've grown through it and who you have become in the process. So with that, let's get started. Before we officially begin the awards portion, would you please join me in welcoming to the stage the president of Stanford University, John Levin.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Ashley, and it's great to be here. I was thinking as I walked, I think the last time I was at the athletics end-of-year awards ceremony was 18 years ago, actually, to see my little sister get the Block S award, which was very cool. But it's really nice to be back here and to have this opportunity to give a few introductory remarks. So I actually just want to start by saying something. I want to thank a few people and say a few things about the accomplishments of Stanford Athletics this year, but before I do that, I actually want to just start with a short reflection, which is to say that in recent years, probably since the last time I was here, I have mostly been involved in Stanford Athletics as a fan, that is just cheering people on with my kids from the seats in the stadium or Maples or the fields or the pool or what have you. And when I became president in August, I probably didn't anticipate how much time I would spend thinking about Stanford Athletics. And Ashley already alluded to all the changes that are happening in college athletics and the importance of us navigating those successfully so that Stanford can continue to be the greatest athletics department in the country, within the greatest academic institution in the country. But one observation I wanted to make about it turned out to be incredibly rewarding to get to be involved so much this year with athletics. And a big part of that was seeing all of you out competing and just seeing the way all of you have navigated being Stanford students. I think there's, one of the incredible things about this university is to have a set of student athletes who are great students, who are selected at the very highest academic standard to get into Stanford, and who take their classes and academic pursuits so seriously, and in fact have to, in many ways, have to take it even more seriously than other students because your time constraints are so great, and you have to be so disciplined and so focused in order to get everything done, and also who are just elite in the way you compete on the field. For the other students who are not athletes, it is like, it's like having these giants sort of walk amongst them. It's an incredible feeling, and it just contributes so much to the university. It's such a special thing about being at this place, to have people who are just successful at the very highest level in what you do. So I just want to thank you for that and the pleasure of getting to watch you this year. The other thing I wanted to say is that has struck me this year is just the incredible depth of passion and loyalty and allegiance that athletics sort of instills in people at Stanford. And it's true of faculty and of students and of alumni and of the local community. There's pretty much nothing in this country right now that brings people together the way sports brings people together. It's as unifying and as inspiring and frankly just as enjoyable. And so thank you for helping us to have something like that beautiful at the university. Okay, I want to say a couple things a couple words of appreciation and then acknowledgement for the successes of athletics. I want to thank all of the volunteers who've been involved at Stanford Athletics, the Stanford Athletics Board, the Draper Investment Fund, the Buck Cardinal Club Board, members of the Board of Trustees who've been very involved with Stanford Athletics this year. Your support has been absolutely crucial and always is. To all the families and friends who are here who come out and cheer on your student athletes, thank you. To the coaches and the staff at Draper, wow, do we have a great staff and set of coaches at Stanford. And the way you all have navigated the changes that Ashley alluded to has been really inspiring. I want to thank Bernard Muir, who stepped down this year after an incredible run of success at Stanford Athletics, 33 NCAA titles, which is pretty amazing. I think the most of any athletics director. And then a big thank you to Alden Mitchell, who has stepped up to be interim AD while we search for a new athletics director. Thank you, Alden. So I like to say that the thing that distinguishes Stanford Athletics, or distinguishes Stanford, is that we compete with Harvard and Princeton in the classroom and with Texas and Ohio State and Michigan on the field, and we win in both places. So I'm just going to brag about that for 1 second. So this year, four programs won national team championships: women's rowing and women's water polo. Both won NCAA championships. Artistic swimming won the national title, and so did women's sailing. A whole bunch of other teams got really close this year, and those who are staying on are going to get a chance to win it next year. We had 12 student athletes win individual national championships this year. We continued our streak of NCAA titles, which is now 49 years in a row. So you've really set up next year's class to have to carry the ball for the 50th straight year, which is great. And of course, we're coming off last summer. This is if you count the full 12-month year, we're coming off a summer when we had 59 Stanford Olympians in Paris, and incredible. Which, by the way, that they won 12 gold medals and 39 medals in total, which is pretty amazing. And I think certainly I'm incredibly excited to see Katie Ledecky come speak on Sunday, so that will be awesome at graduation. And then behind me, these are the directors' cups that we've won, 26 of them. And I don't know whether we're going to win the Directors' Cup this year, actually. But if you saw, part of what happened with the Directors' Cup is they changed the scoring a couple of years ago to basically to punish us essentially for winning too many. because we had too many good sports teams. So now you don't get to count all the points. And so it's, once we're on the, anyway, so you can, Texas spends a lot more per sport than we spend per sport. So, but at any event, the direction, actually, if you saw yesterday on social media, they put out what the standings would have been if they counted all the sports, which is not how they'll do the final scoring. And we were absolutely crushing everyone else. So that, just congratulations on that one. I will also just, as long as I'm bragging, I will just say that the athletics, 98% graduation rate. We lead the country in GPA and test scores. Well done. This year we've had, so far, in the spring sports are out, we've had 13 student athletes who were named academic All-Americans. And this one was amazing to me. We haven't had the spring yet, but we've had 251 student athletes, 251 who are already named conference all-academic recipients. Congratulations on that. What a great year for Stanford athletics. It's amazing, and I just want to finish with, for those of you who are graduating, we're going to miss you. Your teams are certainly going to miss you. We're going to miss you at Stanford. From what I've seen this year, from the way that our former student athletes, our alumni are involved in the university, you don't ever get to leave Stanford. And we expect you to be back, whether it's to come back to reunions or to get involved with the university or to help support your teammates who will be carrying on without you, or just to come back and enjoy being back on campus and taking in a game. Once a Stanford athlete, always a Stanford athlete. So enjoy graduation, but you don't get to leave. So thank you all.
Thank you, President Levin. All right, let's get to some awards. We would like to begin by recognizing some student athletes who achieved national and conference academic honors. These include 3 ACC Scholar Athletes of the Year, 2 NCAA Postgraduate Scholarship recipients, 1 NCAA Elite 90 Award winner, and 8 recently elected members to Phi Beta Kappa. Would all of those students please stand now and be recognized? Congratulations on your academic successes. The Student Athlete Advisory Committee is a group comprised of student athletes passionate about policy and legislation, impacting the student-athlete experience at the university, conference, and national levels. The SAC executive team meets regularly with Stanford Athletics leadership, university administration, and the ASSU cabinet regarding matters pertinent to the student-athlete experience. We would like to acknowledge several of the graduating leaders from SAC and many of the student-athlete engagement groups, including athletes in medicine at Stanford, Cardinal Community, Cardinal Black, Sea House, Cardinal Pride, student athletes in finance, student athletes for sustainability, success mentors, and partners for academic excellence. Would those students please stand and be recognized? Congratulations and thank you for your service to the Stanford community. Our first 2 individual awards are Club Sports Awards. Will Journey Washington High, Emma Trost, Vanessa Onaha, Elizabeth Hong, and Diego Maglione please come forward? The Sherry Posthumous Award is presented to the club sports team who achieves excellence, exemplifies sportsmanship, and is committed to community service. For the 3rd consecutive year, the recipient of the Sherry Posthumous Award is the women's rugby team. Stanford women's rugby achieved outstanding success this year, dominating in both 15s and 7s formats. In 15s, the team scored an incredible 109 tries across 12 games, outscoring opponents 552 to 106. Stanford claimed a decisive 57-25 win over Cal to become back-to-back D1 national champions. That's worth an applause. And Journey Washington High led the team with 85 points, with Kirsten Lees earning MVP honors. In sevens, the team went undefeated over 8 games, scoring 281 points while conceding only 33. They capped their perfect 7 season with a 19-7 victory over Cal, again in the final to become Challenger Sevens national champions. Journey Washington High was named MVP. Accepting this award on behalf of women's rugby are Journey Washington High, Emma Trost, and Vanessa Onaha. And you guys can be seated. Thank you. Congratulations. Next is the Shirley Shove Club Sports Athlete of the Year Award. This award is presented to the student athlete on a club team who demonstrates outstanding leadership, achieves excellence, and is committed to community service. The first winner is figure skater Elizabeth Hong from Pasadena. A sophomore bioengineering major with a minor in computer science. Elizabeth has been a national and international figure skating competitor since 2008, having represented Team USA in senior women's singles and solo dance. This year, she had a remarkable season as both a standout skater and team leader. Competing at the senior level, Liz went undefeated in senior excel and junior free dance, contributed 114 points across 3 competitions, and helped lead Stanford to its first ever high team maneuvers trophy. She successfully returned to landing triple jumps and continues to push her technical and artistic boundaries. As club president and a U.S. figure skating collegiate ambassador, Liz inspires her teammates throughout quiet leadership, dedication, and a strong commitment to growing collegiate skating. Let's give it up for Elizabeth Hong. The second winner is Diego Maglione, a senior on the boxing team, a double major in physics and art practice from Hollywood, Florida. Diego had an outstanding season. He earned second place at the Northern California Golden Gloves, followed by a third place finish at the NCBA West Regional Championships. He went on to win the title at the USIBA Nationals in his weight class and closed out the season with a third place finish at the NCBA National Championships, where he was also named an All-American. What sets Diego apart is not just his success in the ring, but the discipline, mindset, and coachability he brings to every aspect of his life. His mindset helps him win. He welcomes challenges, never settles, and constantly looks for opportunities to grow. While many fighters gravitate toward flashy drills, Diego commits to mastering the fundamentals, knowing that repetition and precision lead to results. Even under pressure, he stays composed and responsive to coaching, qualities that consistently give him the edge in competition. Diego Maglione. Up next is the Thomas W. Ford Award. Will Kendall Dowd and Anna Gugliani please come forward? This award is presented to the team whose student athletes have demonstrated a special commitment to participation in local community outreach programs. This year's winner of the Thomas W. Ford Award is the field hockey team. Stanford Field Hockey collaborated with Team Impact to welcome Sophia to the program for the 2024 season. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Spearheaded by junior goalkeeper Kendall Dowd, the team welcomed Sophia to multiple home matches, providing her with a full campus tour and field hockey lessons, and attended multiple dinners with Sophia's family. Kendall was honored with the ACC Top 6 Service Award, presented annually to 6 student athletes from each conference institution who demonstrate outstanding dedication to community service and outreach programs. Several of the players are here today, and accepting this award on behalf of the field hockey team are Kendall Dowd and Anna Gugliani. The next award is the Arthur F. Dower Memorial Sports Performance Award. Will Danny Hayes and Brett Blair please come forward? This award honors the student athlete who displays maximum effort on and off the field of competition and brings out the best in their teammates. Our female winner is softball player Danny Hayes, a senior science, technology, and society major from Douglasville, Pennsylvania. Danny's sports performance coach, Ray Tam, said, quote, "Danny truly embodies the qualities and characteristics of this award. She puts the team first like no other person. She gives maximum effort on the field, evident by how she puts her body on the line to catch the ball for an out. She is always early to lifts, runs, and practices to help with any setup necessary to ensure a smooth and effective session. Her commitment to performance enhancement cannot be overstated. She always pushes herself to improve her performance in the weight room by doing extra work and will come in voluntarily for extra lift and run sessions. She leads by example to foster an environment and culture that positively impacts the team's performance." Danny Hayes. This year's male winner is baseball player Brett Blair, a senior management science and engineering major from Gainesville, Florida. His sport performance coach, Gunnar Cederberg, says, quote, "Brett has fully embraced the demands of the weight room, establishing himself as one of the most committed and consistent athletes in the department. His progress as a lifter has been nothing short of exceptional. Beyond his personal development, Brett plays a vital role in elevating the performance culture of the team. He leads by example, showing up early, staying late, and giving maximum effort in every workout. His positive energy and vocal leadership create a motivating environment for his teammates, many of whom have followed his examples and increased their own commitment to performance training. Brett doesn't just push himself, he brings others with him, making the weight room a place of accountability and growth. He embodies the core values of a relentless work ethic, humility, and team-first mentality that define this award." Brett Blair. Our next award is the Bob Murphy Award. This award is presented to the student athlete whose unforgettable performance secures a place in Stanford athletics history. And this year, the moments were so good that I think this is the first time we are not just jumping straight to the winner and showing you that video. So please enjoy your top 5, 10 would be too many, top 5 finalists for the Bob Murphy Award.
That's why she's known as the queen of the handstand. That is something else. Wow, that's how good the competition is in this conference now. Wow. The score came in for Stanford's Uri Soma on bars, a 10.
Magic Max, the senior, sending Stanford to the semifinals.
And a save, Craig guessing right, and a save from Craig again. Lately Craig trying to put the Cardinal up by 2 after 3 rounds, and does.
Ferguson draws level. There's a Hail Mary of a shot. That
certainly some amazing moments to choose from, but this year's winner is basketball guard Jalen Blakes, a graduate student from Somerset, New Jersey. And that was That was a historic buzzer beater in one of college basketball's most iconic venues. Stanford was trailing North Carolina by 1 with 7 seconds left on the clock. Jalen, as you saw, went the length of the floor, hit a little step-back jumper with about 1.5 seconds to play, and that gave Stanford its first ever win over the Tar Heels in program history. He finished with 20 points and 7 assists, including 4 clutch points in the final 24 seconds. But here is my favorite footnote to that play, because less than 24 hours later, his younger sister, Michaela, a freshman at Vanderbilt, hit a game winner to beat Tennessee. So younger sisters will never be outdone by their older brothers. Some clutch genes in that family, and I believe mom and dad are here, so let's give a big round of applause for Jalen Blakes. Our next awards are the conference awards. Will Christine Carpenter and River Mailer please come forward? The Conference Athlete of the Year Award is presented to the Stanford athletes who distinguish themselves in conference competition. Our first winner is wide receiver Alec Iomanner, a redshirt sophomore computer science major from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. Alec could not be here today. The second winner is long jumper, high jumper, and sprinter Alyssa Jones, a junior civil and environmental engineering major from Homestead, Florida. Alyssa is competing at the NCAA Championships in Eugene later this afternoon, and we wish her the best of luck. The next winner is lacrosse attacker Aaliyah Poliski, a redshirt sophomore design major from Franklin, Tennessee. Aaliyah has started her internship with the supply chain reliability team at SpaceX in Hawthorne, California. Our next winner is gymnast Anna Roberts, a junior economics major from Seattle. Anna has already gone home for the summer, but our next winner is here, Christine Carpenter, a sophomore water polo goalie from Yucaipa, California. A 2025 NCAA team champion, first team All-American, MPSF and NCAA tournament MVP. She had 165 total saves, including a career-high 13 on 2 different occasions. In her first full season in goal, she anchored a defense that allowed double-digit goals only 4 times and 17 during NCAA play. Christine Carpenter. The final conference award winner is junior shortstop River Mailer, a communication major from Monroe, Washington. Second team All-American, all ACC first team, all West Region first team. She posted 52 RBI this season, the most by a Stanford batter since 2015. She led the team with a .429 batting average and is second on the team in runs scored with 59. Let's hear it for River Mailer. Next up are the freshman awards. Will Elliot Donovan Davies and Rhea Navani please come forward? The first winner is Megumi Field, an artistic swimmer from Wilmington, Delaware. Megumi is in Lake Tahoe for Stanford Sierra Camp, but has some fans here today, so shout out Megumi. The second winner is Valerie Glosman, a tennis player from Bellevue, Washington. Valerie could not be here today. The next winner is golfer Maya Ortengren from Linköping, Sweden. Maya is on a flight home right now. The next winner is Elliot Donovan Davies, a rower from Lanaran, Wales. I messed it up. We practiced this like 7 times, and I didn't say it. Do you want to come say? Do you want to just? Where are you from?
It's Llanharan.
See, much better, much better. MPSF Freshman of the Year helped the Varsity 8 finish 9th at the IRA Championships, Stanford's best finish in 4 years. He won the 2024 Open Championship singles at the National Schools Regatta, the most prestigious race for British single scullers in the kingdom, and by far has the best accent of anyone on this stage, Elliot Donovan Davies. Our final winner is Rhea Navani, a squash player from Milpitas. First team All-American, conference player, and Rookie of the Year. She finished runner-up at the individual national championships, the best finish by a Stanford representative in program history. Played on the #1 court in every competition for the Cardinal. Let's hear it for Rhea Navani. Our next awards are the Sophomore Awards. Will Mia Buta and Caroline Bricker please come forward? The The first award winner is fencer Ariana Sao, a computer science major from San Jose. Ariana has begun her trading internship in Chicago already, but I know her mother, Jane Chen, is here, so let's give her a round of applause. The next winner is wrestler Hunter Garvin, a science, technology, and society major from Iowa City. Hunter is out of town. The third winner is distance runner Sophia Kennedy, an economics major from Indianapolis. Sophia is competing at the NCAA Championships in Eugene this week as well. The next award winner is golfer Paula Martin Sampedro, a science, technology, and society major from Madrid. Paula is competing in the British Women's Amateur in Scotland this weekend, and this morning advanced to the round of 32, which is tomorrow. Our next winner is beach volleyball player Ruby Sora, a communication major from Ontario, Canada. Ruby is competing in a tournament for Team Canada today. The next winner is midfielder Mia Buta, a symbolic systems major on the soccer team from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Mia helped lead Stanford to the College Cup and a national semifinal finish. Coaches Association All-American, Coaches Association All-Region First Team, started all 23 matches in Stanford's midfield, leading all field players in minutes played. Played in all but 12 minutes in the postseason, including full-time in each of the final 4 matches. An academic all-district. Let's hear it for Mia Buta. Our final winner is swimmer Caroline Bricker, a human biology major from Colorado Springs. A 2-time NCAA champion, a 4-time All-American, second-team academic All-American, and just last week she qualified at the World Championships in the 200 butterfly. Congratulations, Caroline Bricker. Next up, we have the Junior Awards. Will Samir Banerjee, Tori Husk, and Elia Rubin please come forward? The first winner is golfer Megha Gane, a science, technology, and society major from Holmdel, New Jersey. Megha could not be here today. Our second winner is gymnast Asher Hong, a science, technology, and society major from Tomball, Texas. Asher is competing at the Pan American Championships in Panama this week. The next winner is sailor Vanessa Larkamp, a management science and engineering major from Rye, New York. Vanessa has already started her internship as an investment banking analyst with Jefferies in New York. The next winner is tennis player Samir Banerjee, a science, technology, and society major from Basking Ridge, New Jersey. ACC tournament team champions, ITA All-American, second team academic All-American, All ACC first team, and ITA national team indoor championships all tournament team, Samir Banerjee. Our next winner is swimmer Tori Husk, a design major from Arlington, Virginia. The winningest female athlete at the 2024 Olympic Games, earning 3 golds and 2 silvers while setting 2 world records. I'm just gonna pause. A 2-time NCAA champion, a 7-time All-American, a 3-time ACC champion, an academic All-American, and just last week she qualified in 5 events at next month's World Championships. Tori Husk. The final winner is volleyball outside hitter Elia Rubin, a science, technology, and society major from Santa Monica. First team All-American, All-Pacific region, All-ACC first team. She led the team and was 3rd in the ACC with 4.54 points per set. She led the team and was 4th in the ACC with 3.93 kills per set. She helped lead the team to the Elite 8 for the 3rd consecutive season, the ACC Co-Scholar Athlete of the Year, and second team academic All-American, Elia Rubin. As President Levin mentioned, the most impressive streak in collegiate sports lives on. This academic year, Stanford won 6 national championships, including 2 NCAA championships. Claiming event titles in team, duet, and trio, Stanford captured the USA Artistic Swimming Collegiate National title on March 29th. The Cardinal won its 10th national championship in school history and first since 2021, becoming one of only 6 programs on the farm with at least 10 national championships at the time. Stanford's biggest win on day one came in the duet, where Megumi Field and Dalia Ovadia teamed up to grab their first ever title of the weekend. Linda Schroeder and Callista Liu also performed well, securing third to claim important overall points for the Cardinal. Day 2 started out with the trio as Field and Ovadia teamed up with Audrey Known to win Stanford's second event title. Grabbing 4th place was Schroeder, Liu, and Yara Elian, earning valuable overall team points for the Cardinal. The battle for the national championship came down to the final event, the team routine, in which Stanford placed 1st and 4th, securing the national title. For her efforts, Dalia was named the meet's high point scorer, factoring into each of Stanford's 3 event crowns. Head coach Megan Abarca, who has now guided Stanford to 2 national championships, was named Coach of the Year. Congratulations to the artistic swimming national champions. On May 11th, number 1 Stanford women's water polo's stingy defense powered a second-half surge to outlast number 3 USC 11-7 to capture the 2025 NCAA championship. The nation's only program to have participated at every NCAA championship since the event's inception in 2001, Stanford claimed its 10th NCAA title overall and 3rd in 4 seasons. They're now the 7th Cardinal program with 10 crowns. The winningest program in collegiate water polo, Stanford put the finishing touches on a dominant campaign. In addition to producing one of only 4 15-0 starts in school history, the Cardinal recorded 3 wins apiece over fellow contenders USC and UCLA while holding the nation's number 1 ranking for most of the season. It's also the 4th time in school history Stanford won both the NCAA and MPSF crowns. Juliet Dalloween led the offense with a hat trick and was one of 4 players with multiple goals for Stanford. Christine Carpenter was named MVP of the all-tournament team, finishing with 9 saves in goal while anchoring a shutdown defense that surrendered only 1 goal in the second half and kept USC scoreless for a stretch of more than 14 minutes. USC finally broke its scoring drought with less than 2 minutes to play in regulation to make it 9-7 before Cameron Barone and Jenna Flynn tacked on 2 insurance goals. Following the championship, Stanford swept the national awards, with Ryan Neuschel winning National Player of the Year, Susan Ortwine National Assistant Coach of the Year, and John Tanner National Coach of the Year. Congratulations to the women's water polo national champions. For the first time in school history, Stanford sailing won 3 national titles in 1 season. On April 28th, the number 2 Cardinal won the women's team race national championship for the 2nd consecutive season. Stanford established itself as a title contender early, posting an 11-1 record in the round of 12 to share the lead with Yale after the opening round robin. The Cardinal continued its strong showing by going unbeaten in the round of 6, securing a 2nd win over Yale to gain sole possession of 1st place and claim any potential tiebreaker over the Bulldogs. Stanford finished with a 16-1 record, edging out top seed Yale by 1 win. Less than a month later, on May 23rd, Stanford claimed its 3rd straight ICSA women's fleet race title. After the 2-day semifinal event, the Cardinal had an 18-point lead over the rest of the field. The 2-day final regatta was more tightly contested, but fueled by 6 wins in the A division and 10 top 10 placements in the B division. Stanford jumped out to a lead after race number 6 and never looked back, beating runner-up Tulane by 11 points. 1 week later, on May 30th, Stanford claimed its 2nd ever ICSA Open Fleet Race Championship. Competition began with a 2-day semifinal round where Stanford prevailed as the top team in the Western semifinals. The finals were set to commence the following day, but wind conditions kept the boats off the water and no races were sailed. That left just 1 day of racing for a champion to be decided, and the Cardinal capitalized, scoring 59 points across 7 sets of races to win the national title by 16 over Navy. Stanford Sailing has won 7 of its 8 national championships in the last 3 years. For the 2nd consecutive season, Vanessa Larkamp was named the Quantum Women's College Sailor of the Year, and 8 different Stanford sailors earned a combined 10 All-America honors. Congratulations to the sailing national champions. And we are not done yet. To cap off our national championships, 2 days later, on June 1st, the number 1 Stanford women's rowing team won their 3rd NCAA championship and 2nd in 3 years. The final day was highlighted by victories in the second Varsity 8 and Varsity 4 crews, and the Varsity 8 second place finish secured the team national championship. The Cardinals' superior depth put the finishing touches on an impressive season in which it lived up to its billing as the national championship favorite. 2 weeks prior to NCAA's, the Cardinal easily cruised to its first ACC title, claiming its 4th consecutive conference title overall after winning 3 straight Pac-12 crowns. Stanford's spring regular season was one of its most dominant in recent history, as all NCAA championship boats finished undefeated in the regular season. 5 student athletes earned first-team All-American honors, and head coach Derek Burns and his assistants were named regional coaches and staff of the year. Stanford has now won 138 NCAA team titles and 173 national championships overall, keeping them in the lead for all-time national championships. Of Stanford's 138 NCAA crowns, 71 have been won by men's teams and 67 by women's teams. And since 2000, Stanford has captured 62 NCAA team crowns. And as President Levin mentioned at the beginning, but it bears repeating, underlying, scoring, bolding, the most incredible streak, in fact, is intact. Stanford has won at least 1 NCAA team title for the last 49 consecutive years. And I'm pretty sure the next runner-up is at like 7 in a row. So let's take a look back at some of this year's championship moments.
Stanford helps extend their school's lead.
National champions once again. Stanford can celebrate in Indy.
So Stanford will win this open fleet race national championship.
For the 10th time, John Tanner. National champions. Once again, they bring it back to the farm.
Several members of the artistic swimming, women's water polo, sailing, and women's rowing teams are here today, and I would like you all to please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. Our next awards are the Block S Honors Awards. Will Audrey DiDamio please come forward? The Block S Honors Award is presented to the senior male and female letter winners with the highest cumulative GPA. The male recipient of the Block S Honors Award is swimmer Ron Polanski from Haifa, Israel. Ron carried a 4.142 cumulative GPA in computer science. He has started his software engineering internship and could not be here today, as he is also training for the Israeli National Swimming Championships. The female recipient of the Block S Honors Award is distance runner Audrey DiDamio from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Holding a 4.142 cumulative undergraduate GPA, Audrey is graduating in 4 years with both a bachelor's and master's in biology. She's a 2-time academic All-American and a member of Phi Beta Kappa, an executive board member for Cardinal Community, planning local community outreach and service events, has served as a research assistant in the Pittery Lab at the Canary Center at Stanford the last 2 summers, where she researched methods to identify potential cancer biomarkers. Audrey is the winner of the 2024 J.E. Wallace Sterling Award for Scholastic Achievement, which recognizes the top 25 seniors in the School of Humanities and Sciences. And next year, she will be working towards a Master's of Management Studies in the Fuqua School of Business at Duke while using her final year of eligibility. Audrey DiDamio, give it up. Congrats. The next award is the Dick and Ann Gould Captains Award. Will Tristan Sinclair, Taylor Wilson, and Valencia Hsu please come forward? The Captains Award is presented to the senior captain who has shown uncommon leadership to their team. This award is presented by Dick and Ann Gould in honor of their 3 children who were captains of their collegiate teams. The first winner is wrestler Nick Stemmet from Yorkville, Illinois. He is a science, technology, and society major. Nick is in Italy currently competing in a tournament before returning to the Bay Area to work in commercial real estate and pursue a career in professional mixed martial arts. Why not? The second winner is inside linebacker Tristan Sinclair, a computer science bachelor's and master's graduate from Alamo, California. Named to the National Football Foundation Hampshire Honor Society, a 2-time Team Al Masters Award winner, awarded to the player displaying the highest degree of leadership and respect of his teammates, a 2-time defensive MVP. The program says, quote, despite not having full season captains, Tristan was voted a team captain by his team more times over the last 2 seasons than anyone else. His leadership was especially tested during the coaching transition after his 4th year. He had the chance to leave, but decided to stick around for his 5th and 6th years in an effort to help lead the Stanford football program back to where it can be. He is universally admired by his coaches and teammates for being the ultimate leader. Tristan Sinclair. Our next winner is beach volleyball player Taylor Wilson, a management, science, and engineering major from Santa Barbara. Helping the team to their first ever conference title, she's a 2nd-team All-American, part of the winningest pair in program history. Head coach Andrew Fuller says, Taylor's efforts have touched every corner of the program. Thoughtful letters to every member of the program on the eve of our record-breaking season, persistent willingness to speak hard truths with teammates and coaches, and an owning of the skill of bringing out the best in your partner. I will miss Taylor's thoughtfulness and drive on the general topic of excellence. She has been a constant force in my life of looking for ways to increase excellence on our team as a team captain and collaborator with our coaching staff. Taylor has been everything a coach could hope for in the journey of a college student athlete, rising to challenges, persevering through obstacles, and lifting up others along the way. Taylor Wilson. The final winner is tennis player Valencia Hsu from Livingston, New Jersey. She is an international relations major with a minor in sociology. A 3-time ITA Scholar Athlete and 2-time academic All-American. A 3-time team conference tournament champion. Finished career with an overall singles record of 93-28. Head coach Frankie Brennan says, Valencia has been an absolute rock for our team in a season of immense change. Conference affiliation, coaching transition, injuries, and professional departures. Not only as a 2-time team captain, but throughout her 4 years at Stanford, she was always ready and willing to enthusiastically do whatever was needed for her team. The team always came first, and Valencia was also a trusted resource for me in my first year as head coach. With new people in new roles up and down the lineup this year, Valencia was the glue that held the group together. And it was her leadership that allowed us to achieve the success we did despite all the adversity we faced. Valencia Hsu. Congratulations. Our next award is the Spirit of Stanford Award, presented to a charismatic student athlete who excels at his or her sport and is an effective leader on and off the field. Additionally, this student athlete is an exemplary teammate, active across campus and in the community, and embraces the values of Stanford University. Will Andrea Kitahara, Lily Nordman, and Camille Peisner please come forward? Our first winner of the Spirit of Stanford Award is 5th-year diver Hunter Hollenbeck from Okemos, Michigan. Hunter graduated in March with an electrical engineering bachelor's and master's and minors in feminist, gender, and sexuality studies, as well as physics. He could not be here today because he has already moved to Chicago and is competing in a professional pickleball tournament this weekend. So there's hope for all of us. The second Spirit of Stanford Award winner is soccer forward Andrea Kitahara from Hillsborough, California. She is a redshirt junior majoring in symbolic systems and pursuing a master's in sustainability science and practice. She helped lead Stanford to the College Cup and a national semifinal finish this year, a recipient of the ACC's Weaver James Corrigan Swafford Postgraduate Scholarship, a winner of the ACC Excellence Award given to 2 student athletes per ACC institution. She's a team captain, led the team in goals, assists, and game-winning goals, tallied a goal and an assist in a 2-0 quarterfinal win over number 13 Notre Dame. College Sports Communicators Academic All-District, member of Kappa Alpha Theta Sorority, president of Cardinal Pride, Stanford Award of Excellence recipient, and you guys don't even know there's way more, but that's what we're gonna say for right now. Andrea Kitahara. Give it up. Andrea is not in trouble, but I am gonna ask her to come sit with me up here for a panel in just a moment. Thank you, Dre. Our next Spirit of Stanford Award winner is swimmer Lily Nordman, a senior management science and engineering major and co-term student from the Woodlands, Texas. 2025 800 free relay NCAA champion, a 16-time All-American, a 2-time team captain, All-ACC swimming and diving team member, 3-time Scholar All-American, co-president of Stanford Student Athletes for Sustainability, Zero Waste Intern for Sustainable Stanford, and she will be interning with Capella Space, a high-resolution satellite technology company. Lily Nordman. Our final winner is sprinter Camille Peisner from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, earning a degree with honors in communication and a minor in data science. A team captain, co-president of Fellowship of Christian Athletes in Action, FCA Bay Area College Athlete of the Year, vice president of Stanford SAC, Phi Beta Kappa and Stanford Award of Excellence recipient. She completed a thesis on name, image, and likeness on Instagram. 3-year intern with the Stanford University Communications Department. She volunteered with Run Your City Palo Alto and represented Stanford at the ACC SAC conference. Camille Peisner. You guys drew the short straws. All right, as you can see, we are now moving into the portion of the afternoon that everyone loves the most, where you stop hearing from me and get to hear actually directly from some of the student athletes, and we have a great panel today. Dre, Lily, and Camille, thank you guys for joining me up here. I just think first and foremost, before we get going, it is one thing to be a student athlete at Stanford. Everyone knows that it requires an enormous amount of energy and dedication and time, but this award honors what you guys have done in the community and on campus. And I think I just listed off a lot of your accolades, and we'll talk about more of them, but it is remarkable how you find the time and energy and drive for what you do. Dre, I'm gonna start with you because one, I heard you invited like 20 people here last minute. Is that true? Does you have like a lot of friends in the thing? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jenny's an angel. Thank you for putting
Jenny
all of them on the
Claypool.
list last minute.
And you're also a pro panelist, from what I understand. You were you hosted a panel for a Stanford staff meeting. You were on a panel recently with Vivek Murthy, the former Surgeon General. So if this starts to not go well, you have my permission to come up here and just take it over, all right? Okay, I got it. I did read off some of the things you're involved with, but there's more. We mentioned president of Cardinal Pride, president of the Student Athlete Advocacy Group. You produced a documentary on the Drew Barrymore Show. You're involved in a couple startups in the mental health space. Everyone knows you're a stud on the soccer field, but did you also know she played squash at Stanford? So I'll ask you, like, how do you find not just the energy, but the drive to be able to be involved in so many things? Have you always been like this?
Well, first of all, thank you, Ashley, for the kind words, and thank you all for being here. Short answer we'll go with, yeah, I've probably been that way for a while. My parents, they threw me in everything when I was a kid, and they just wanted me to have fun and to be involved, but I really wanted to win, even in things where you couldn't really win. But I was like, I want to be the only girl in this Little League Majors Baseball League and compete with my brothers. But yeah, I think I've had the privilege of existing in a lot of different spaces, and it's shaped a lot of who I am, the people around me especially. And I've been very fortunate to just be surrounded by all these incredible people. And even growing up, my mom tells me this one story of we're at the pool, and my brothers are scattered somewhere, and she comes up to me, she's like, Andrea, where's Garrett? And I'm like almost bored with her question. I'm like, he's right there, and Nick's over there, and Dad's over there. And I've always kind of been like a bit of a manager in the groups that I've been in. So yeah, it's been a long time coming.
I love that. And I mean, I think you said your mom said you were a bit of a drill sergeant, but I think
Sometimes.
sometimes. You look at your bio, Dre, and your resume, and you think, wow, you've had a picture-perfect Stanford career. That's, I think, what someone reading it would say. But you and I have talked, and you have been very open about your mental health journey. So with your peers and coaches and family here, what would you like to share about that part of your Stanford experience?
I think all of my peers here would agree that you have this expectation of what your Stanford journey is going to look like, and it never looks like that. And I will also say, I think the majority of those student athletes will say that they wouldn't change a thing, even despite the adversities that we have all faced. And it gives you the gift of growth, which I think is something that is very intangible. And that pretty much sums up my Stanford experience. Never in a million years did I imagine losing a teammate my freshman year. And it was an event that shook this entire community and me especially. And something almost beautiful that has come out of that is I've been able to turn a lot of that pain into purpose and working to be an advocate for not only student athletes but youth in the mental health space. And you talked about a couple things that I've been working on, and it's been so fulfilling to be able to make meaningful change in that area and also just be here at Stanford. If you asked me after this all happened if I thought I would be here today at Stanford, I would probably say I would have left after my sophomore season. It was so painful to be here and be in a space that where something so tragic had happened. But I will say I'm so happy I stayed, and I'm even staying for my 5th season, so you guys can't get rid of me. But it's so rewarding to be here, and I feel like I have built and been a part of such beautiful communities here. And Stanford truly is a special place, so I'm so grateful that I've been able to be at this incredible university and also just continue to grow through the adversity. And I think a lot of my peers would say the same thing about this.
Well, I know everyone around you is better off for what you have done. Can we just give a round of applause for that answer? Because that's a beautiful answer. Thank you. Just one last quick thing with you, and then we'll move on to Lily. But your mental fortitude and your toughness shows up. You, I believe, were at least near the top of the league or tops in the league last year in the Pac-12, and near the top of the league. You led the team this year in game-winning goals. You had 4 last year and 3 this year. So what's the secret? What's the deal? You're just like, okay, it's my turn. I'm ready to go. How do you come through in the clutch?
Well, I can't recount every single one of those goals, but I can guarantee it came from an all-out team effort, and I was probably just lucky enough to get on the end of the cross or the pass through. So honestly, all credit to my teammates and my team. They lay everything on the line in those tough games that are close. But I'll say I hate losing, so that's probably why I've got a couple game winners in there. Is when it comes down to crunch time, I'll put one in the back of the net.
Yes, you will, and we've seen it many times. Thank you so much, Dre. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ashley.
All right, Lily Norman, team captain on the swim team for 2 seasons. I mentioned 16-time NCAA All-American, and I don't know that everyone knows your path from the Houston area, and you got to Stanford during the height of COVID, which doesn't feel like the right time to arrive at Stanford. However, you were telling me that it led to some pretty amazing abilities to be able to train with some special people and live with someone who is close to you.
Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2020 during the pandemic, so I decided to take a gap year, and that enabled me to swim with swimmers like Katie Ledecky and Simone Manuel. And I remember the first week we got there, and Greg went over our weekly schedule on Zoom, and it said, Monday afternoon, 400 free group, KLLN. Just us 2 in a group together, and I was like, oh my gosh, like baby freshman me having to come in and swim with Katie Ledecky all by myself. But she's been such a great mentor and leader for me and a great friend, and so it's really full circle to have her be our commencement speaker this year. And then my older sister was on the team, Lucy. We overlapped for 2 years, and so over my gap year, we lived together in an apartment. And she's just been such a great leader and role model for me as well. So I'm just so lucky to have her in my life.
Yeah, and I think, Lucy, it's really cool. You guys overlap 3 years, and that's a special time to get together. Not many siblings get to do that. Who's more competitive?
Me, 100%.
Yeah, that's the only answer, of course. Stanford has a great history in the 800 free relay, and you guys won the NCAA championship in that relay this year. It seemed like a poetic ending to your journey with that relay that started your freshman year when you were left off the team.
Yeah. That event is just trust the process for me. Freshman year, I left off that relay. Sophomore year, Tori and I were on that relay together, and we ended up getting second. Junior year, we got third, and then this year, we were seated fourth going in, and I remember Greg sat us down the night before, gave us our race strategy, and then Caroline, she led off, and once she touched the ball, I was like, I knew we got this in the bag. And it was so great. Stanford has such a rich legacy in that relay, so to bring home the title my senior year was just really special.
A full circle moment from your freshman to your senior year.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's give it up for Lily Nordman. All right, Camille Peisner from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. You actually went to Valor Christian, same high school as Christian McCaffrey, so I don't know what's in the water over there, but everybody's fast.
Christian was actually my track camp counselor when I was 8, so
Aw.
he snuck me extra popsicles, so I feel like we're pretty...
I mean, there you go. There's greatness right from those popsicles. Again, just like your two compadres here, you have a list of incredible things that you're involved with. You're the vice president of SAC. You worked in external relations with the athletic department. You planned a lot of different events on campus, but when we were talking, it felt like maybe the most foundational experience in your time at Stanford is your work as co-president of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So can you, for people who may not be familiar with FCA, just tell us about that and how you got involved and why it's so important to you?
Absolutely. So FCA is Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I first got involved being invited by an older teammate the very first day of my freshman year, and instantly I knew I was home. You know, we call this place the home of champions, but it's a family that lives in a home, and I found my family at FCA. We meet every Monday at Kissick Auditorium. In my freshman fall, there was about like 30 average attendees, and over the past 4 years, our family grew, and this past fall, we were standing room only in Kissick Auditorium, which has capacity of about 120. But I couldn't talk about the growth of FCA without shouting out our campus director, Jim Black, who really pours into us as human beings, not just student athletes. So thank you, Jim, for making this family so hard to leave.
And I liked what you said when we were talking. You said it was nice that I didn't have to choose between Camille, the athlete, Camille, the student, Camille, the campus contributor, so you really could wear a lot of hats, obviously, at Stanford. You are graduating on Sunday with a 4.12 GPA, with I'll pause, go ahead. With a major in communication and a minor in data science. And I also found out that you're giving the senior send-off speech at Stanford Stadium tomorrow, so I don't want you to give it all away, but there are some people here who are not gonna get to hear that speech, so if you have it written, can you share the crux? Or we can workshop some material here. We've got a good audience.
I'd love to share. It's a fairly simple message. It's to whom much is given, much is expected. And student athletes at Stanford were not used to being given much. We feel like we earned admission to what was at the time Stanford's lowest ever acceptance rate. We earned roster spots, scholarships, and what is the most successful, most national championships, athletic department in the country, and on Sunday we're earning our diplomas. We're used to earning things. I was invited to the ACC headquarters earlier this year and met with Commissioner Phillips, who had a message to us student athletes, and that is, to whom much is given, much is expected. And he kind of challenged us, we didn't earn our work ethic, we didn't earn our athleticism or intellect. Those things are a gift, and a pretty big gift, and so to whom much is given, much is expected.
I love that. Let's give that a round of applause, because that's an amazing message. Thank you. And you won't have too much time, though, to be too nostalgic or sad. You got to wipe away those tears, because from what I understand, you're getting on a red-eye flight to South Bend because you're headed to Notre Dame right after graduation.
Right after graduation.
Okay, tell us what you're doing next.
I'm taking a master's in management, and I'll be competing for the Irish on the track team there.
All right, let's give it up for Camille. All right, we're gonna do a quick speed round. I'm just gonna ask you guys a couple questions, and then we'll move on. I'm gonna start with favorite non-sports Stanford memory. Go ahead.
I've got a few. I'll have to go with a totally mundane memory, but just sitting in athlete dining every night, I think the amount of times that I've been lined up at the door at 5:30 p.m. right when it opens, and then having to get kicked out because they need to start cleaning up. And the amount of times that I've been there and just been able to chat with my friends and make new memories has been incredible. And then the answer that probably a lot of you guys might have is like Coldplay or Fred again.
Great answers. Anything that involves food, I'm for, by the way. Lily, how about you?
Yeah, for me, it's got to be Beta Breakers. We all wake up super early in the morning. Cal train up to San Francisco. This year, I actually finished the race, so I got a medal. And then you're back at campus by like 12, so it's great.
Amazing. Camille?
I would say my favorite is actually a class, Sports Business Management at the Graduate School of Business. Some really cool guest speakers and really solidified like that as my career industry and aspirations. So
That is the most Stanford answer I've ever heard in my life. That is amazing. Okay, last one. If you could go back and tell your little freshman self something, 18-year-old Dre shows up to campus at Stanford, what was the message that you would give her?
Don't take anything too seriously and have fun.
I'd say soak it all up and don't be afraid to ask for help.
don't take dinner to go, like sit and enjoy. These are really special people, and so it's the people that make the place, and don't take to go and stay with them.
Until they kick you out, then you have to go.
Right.
Okay, sorry, I am going to do one more. I apologize. I've been given the cue that we got to go, but one more because I told you guys I was going to ask you this. I think in this age of communication, we think we tell people what they mean to us, and so often I think we can get more specific, especially in front of a group like this. So I'm going to have you, if you can, choose one person to shout out the impact that they had on you, and specifically, what was it?
That's the toughest question. It takes a village, truly, and I wouldn't be here today without the support of so many people. I think I have to shout out my parents because they've been in it for the long haul the last 22 years. The most specific memory would probably be, just driving me 3 hours to train. Like, who does that? You guys are crazy. And being at these soccer tournaments every weekend takes a lot of love and a lot of patience to be able to be doing all that for me. So I really appreciate you guys, Mom and Dad. And there's so many names that I could list right now, but I'm gonna keep it short.
Can we get a wave from Mom and Dad? Where are they? Because they're here, right?
They're up
Yeah,
there.
let's give a round of applause for raising this beautiful human. Awesome. All right, Lily, how about you?
I'm gonna also have to shout out my parents, specifically my dad. He also swam in college. And one of the biggest pieces of advice he told me was, it's not about what happens, it's how you deal with it. And that's just really helped me grow and adapt through all the challenges here at Stanford. Yeah.
Is he here? He's not. Okay, we're gonna give him a big round of applause anyways.
On a plane.
He's coming.
Right?
He's on a plane. All right, I hope he feels this applause for him. Go ahead, Camille.
Not very original, but also shouting out my parents.
I love it. This is great.
But there's not many parents in the world who can say they've never missed their daughter's race or competition, and I feel so blessed to have two of those parents, so thank you. And I say, in terms of memories, like Dre, my mom would drive me an hour to and from school every day, and I remember my dad not missing a single practice in middle school, even when he was going through chemo. So I feel so blessed, and I was talking about how big of a gift it is to be a Stanford student athlete, but the biggest gift of my life is to be your daughter. So thank you.
Oh. Okay. Can your parents stand up? Are they right here? Where are your parents? Are they? Yes. All right. Happy Father's Day, by the way, to all the dads in this room and to you, Mr. Peisner. You guys are outstanding. Thank you. How did I do, Dre? Is it like B minus? C? Okay, thank you. Can you give it up one more time for Dre, Lily, and Camille? Thank you, ladies, so much. You guys are awesome. No injuries at the Athletic Board Award ceremony, please. Our next award is the Jake Gimbel Award. Will Max Basing please come forward? The Jake Gimbel Award is presented to a senior male for excellence of attitude in athletic endeavor. The first winner is gymnast Taylor Burkhart, a science, technology, and society major from Arvada, Colorado. Taylor is representing the U.S. at the Pan American Championships in Panama this week. The second winner is water polo player Riley Pittman, a computer science bachelor's and master's graduate from Irvine. Riley is in Minnesota training for his investment banking job with Piper Sandler. The final winner is tennis player Max Basing, a science, technology, and society major from Oxshott, United Kingdom. An ACC team champion, an ACC championship MVP, he clinched all 3 matches for the Cardinal. Second team academic All-American, named the ITA Northwest Region Senior Player of the Year, winner of the Northwest Region Arthur Ashe Award for Leadership and Sportsmanship, as well as a Sportsmanship Award. Head coach Paul Goldstein says, "I can't think of a student athlete I've enjoyed working with more than Max in my 11 years of coaching on the farm. I cannot recall a single time in 4 years that Max complained. He demands the absolute most of himself and sets a standard for his teammates to meet that benefits everyone, teammates and coaches alike. Max is kind, thoughtful, and gracious." Max Basing. Our next award is the Pam Strathairn Award. Will Julietta Camahort, Sammy Francis, and Jewel Romer please come forward? The Pam Strathairn Award is presented to a senior female with the best competitive attitude. The first winner is rower Julietta Camahort, a management science and engineering major from San Francisco. A 2-time NCAA team champion, a 4-time conference team champion, 2-time National Scholar Athlete awardee, carrying a 4.046 GPA. She is a member of the Engineering Honor Society, Tau Beta Pi. She's headed to Oxford University next year. Associate head coach Molly Hamrick says, quote, "Julietta is someone you want on your team. She is one of the fiercest competitors you will ever meet, fueled primarily by the intrinsic motivation to improve, but launched to new limits when there's a challenger next to her. She has set personal records on every single erg workout she has done this year, which is every week, virtually unheard of for a senior. Julietta is relentlessly positive and a phenomenal teammate. She holds herself to an incredibly high standard, inspiring others to do the same, and does a great job of celebrating and lifting her teammates. To us, that's being a true competitor, being the rising tide that lifts all boats." Julietta Camahort. Our second winner is middle blocker Sammy Francis, science, technology, and society major from San Diego. A first-team All-American, 2-time All-Region, All-ACC first team, second in the ACC with 1.53 blocks per set, third in the ACC with a .401 hitting percentage, ACC All-Academic team. She will be playing professionally in Japan beginning this fall. Head coach Kevin Hambley says, quote, "Sammy has been the team's emotional leader on the court throughout her career. She is fiercely competitive and provided a spark of energy and momentum every time she subbed back into a match. She gave every ounce of herself to the program the past 4 years, even when it would have been easier to quit. She dealt with several injuries and illnesses that sidelined her for multiple matches during her first 3 seasons, missing just 1 match as a senior. Sammy finally was able to show the country what I have seen in her since recruiting her, finishing in the top 10 in the country in blocks per set and top 20 in hitting percentage to earn her first career All-America honors." Sammy Francis. The final winner is water polo player Jewel Romer, a human biology major from Martinez, California. A 2024 U.S. Olympian, 3-time NCAA champion, 4-time All-American, 4-time All-MPSF. In 2025, she appeared in all 26 games and led the team in assists with 43 while ranking second in goals with 46. A 2-time academic All-American. Head coach John Tanner says, quote, "A captain and Olympian, Jewel has an uncanny ability to play at the highest level while helping her teammates develop and give them confidence in intense situations. She is a winner and has scored some game and NCAA winning goals in her career. She is a playmaker and makes everyone around her better, including leading the team in assists, and will play whatever position the team needs to win. Jewel has a calming intensity that has been critical to our success this season, and we want the ball in Jewel's hand at the end of every game." Jewel Romer. The next award is the Biff Hoffman Award. Will Jack Ryan and Coy Young please come forward? The Biff Hoffman Award is presented to the outstanding male senior. The first winner is swimmer Ron Polanski, who also won the Block S Honors Award for men. He could not be here today. Our second winner is diver Jack Ryan from Denver. He will graduate with a bachelor's in symbolic systems, human-centered artificial intelligence, and is pursuing his master's in computer science. A 6-time All-American, finished in second in the 1 meter and third in the 3 meter at this year's NCAA championships. ACC Men's Swimming and Diving Scholar Athlete of the Year, a 2-time Conference Men's Diver of the Year, a 3-time Conference Diving Champion, athlete director for the Athlete Advisory Committee at USA Diving, and diving representative on the USOPC Athlete Committee, Jack Ryan. Our final winner is gymnast Coy Young, a design major from Bowie, Maryland. 8-time All-American, 3-time NCAA team champion, 2024 NCAA all-around champion, finished in 3rd place in pommel horse at this year's NCAA championships, and was an alternate for the 2024 U.S. Olympic team. Let's hear it for Coy Young. Our next award is the Stanford Athletics Board Award. Will Natalie Fair, Louisa Backman, Cami Miner, and Aurora Roguer please come forward? This award is presented to the outstanding female senior, and Stanford Athletics Board Chair Natalie Fair will present the awards to the winners. Our first winner is rower Louisa Backman, a human biology major and biology graduate student from Ingelheim, Germany. A 2-time NCAA team champion, 2-time first-team All-American, 4-time team conference champions, all ACC first-team honoree, 2024 Pac-12 Athlete of the Year, and 3-time National Scholar Athlete, Louisa Backman. The second winner is setter Cami Miner, an economics major from Redondo Beach. 3-time first-team All-American, 3-time Conference Setter of the Year, Stanford's career assists per set leader, and she ranks 2nd in total assists in the rally scoring era. She was named ACC Setter of the Week 6 times in 2024, all ACC first team, semifinalist for the 2024 AVCA National Player of the Year, and she will be playing professionally in Milan, Italy, beginning this fall, where we are all welcome to come visit her. Cami Miner. Our final winner is swimmer Aurora Roguer, a human biology major from Iowa City. 9-time All-American, 3-time conference champion in the 1650 free, runner-up in the 1650 at the NCAA championships, academic All-American, 3-time scholar All-American, winner of the 2025 NCAA Elite 90 Award, presented to the student athlete with the highest GPA at the championships, Aurora Roguer. Congratulations. Our next award is the Donald Kennedy Award. The Donald Kennedy Award is presented to the senior athlete who best exhibits the combination of excellent academics, strong athletic ability, and a commitment to community service. The first winner is basketball player Maxime Reynaud, a mathematics major from Paris, France. Maxime is at a pre-draft tryout with the Los Angeles Clippers today. The second winner is tennis player Connie Ma, a human biology major from Dublin, California. Connie is a 2-time team captain, a 3-time ITA Singles All-American, a 2-time first-team academic All-American, a 4-time first-team All-Conference selection. In 2024, she was CSC Women's Tennis Academic All-America Team Member of the Year. Winner of the 2024 ITA National Arthur Ashe Leadership and Sportsmanship Award. Worked in the Ting Lab on wet lab procedures probing molecular and cellular network signaling. Works as a Mandarin interpreter, where she helps bridge the language barrier between Mandarin-speaking patients and medical staff. She published an editorial after working with an electrophysiologist performing research on atrial fibrillation, and she will be applying to medical school for the fall of 2026. Please welcome to the podium for a few remarks, Connie Ma.
was not expecting all of that, so thank you. I just want to say thank you to the Stanford Athletics Board for giving me the opportunity to speak before you today. Before I started college, I would commonly get asked the question, why Stanford? To which I gave the obvious answer of Stanford has the best balance between academics and athletics. While this definitely still holds true, what truly sets Stanford apart from any other institution are the people that I've met here. I think we've all had this experience where you meet someone new at Stanford, whether that be a peer, a professor, or an alum, and afterwards you do a little digging on the internet and you find that they're either an Olympic medalist or on their way to being the next Steve Jobs, or chances are probably both. Yet everyone here remains remarkably humble and welcoming, and it's that rare mix of excellence and humility that makes Stanford special, creating a community where you feel supported and empowered to grow. And I'd like to take this time to shout out a community that I owe so much to, my teammates and Stanford Women's Tennis. From long travel days spent in vans and airplanes to showing up for practice day in and day out, we've truly been through it all together. I'll never forget the electric energy of our freshman year upset over Texas, let's go, at home, when we were ranked 64 in the country and they were ranked 4. Or the time, my sophomore year, when we got kicked off our connecting flight on our way to NCAAs, only to find out the next morning that all of our luggage had made it onto a flight, but we didn't. And this year, when we practically lived out of our suitcases, spending nearly a month on the road together, sorry to my roommates who had to put up with my late night packing and then barging my way loudly out of the room at 6 a.m. in the morning. Somehow, even after all of this, I never got tired of seeing you all, and I can only hope that the feeling's mutual. And well, if it's not, I guess I'm on my way out anyways. Of course, I also want to thank my parents for their endless support and the countless sacrifices that they made to help me get here. Stanford has always been a dream, and it's only because of them that it became a reality. Looking back, it's hard to put into words just how much Stanford has meant to me. It's been quite a journey, filled with challenges, certainly, but it's also surrounded me with people who have made every moment here meaningful. So thank you, Stanford, and thank you, Stanford Athletics, for giving me the best 4 years. And as always, go Card. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie, and congratulations. One more round of applause. Our final award today is the Al Masters Award. It is our highest award presented to the Stanford athlete attaining the highest standards of athletic performance, leadership, and academic achievement. This year's winner is water polo player Ryan Neuschel, a human biology major from Goleta, California. Named the Water Polo Coaches Association National Player of the Year, she's the winner of the 2025 Cutino Award, considered water polo's highest honor. The only 4-time NCAA champion in program history, 4-time All-American, 4-time NCAA All-Tournament team member. She ranks in 5th in program history in career goals with 228, 4-time academic All-American, the 2025 MPSF Player of the Year. She appeared in all 26 games this year and ranked 2nd in goals and assists. Head coach John Tanner says, quote, "A 2-time captain, Ryan has the fire and intensity that almost makes people uncomfortable, but in a good way. Ryan is self-effacing and upfront in what she wants and expects from herself and her teammates as she pursues excellence. Ryan is vocal about her love and passion for Stanford and our program and the doors that have been opened to her and the skills we are fostering for lifetime success. When people watch Ryan play, it is evident that she is working harder and is more determined than her opponents, and we are so glad she is on our team. Please welcome to the podium for some remarks, Ryan Neuschel."
Thank you, and thank you, JT, for that kind description of me. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be standing here in front of the best of Stanford athletics, so really the best of the nation, as John Levin said. Thank you to the Stanford Athletics Board members for organizing this wonderful event. And thank you to all the athletes, coaches, administrators, and family members who showed up here to celebrate. First, I want to thank my Stanford coaches, many of them seated over there, JT, Susan, Kim, Kyle, Morgan, and all those who mentored me along the way for building a culture that is both fiercely competitive and deeply supportive. At Stanford, in our program, we are seen as more than just water polo players, but future professionals contributing to fields beyond the pool. It is because of that culture I stand here today, a stronger water polo player, a more dedicated student, a more selfless leader, and a better person. Thank you. And to the team behind the team, goodbye to my name tag, I'm sorry. And to the team behind the team, Dr. Huang, our team doctor, our athletic trainer, Maddie, our physical therapist, Tammy, our Pilates instructor, Amanda, our sports administrator, Richard Zhu, head of compliance, Alicia Blair, who I've been in contact with for 7 years now to be standing here eligible, and head of communications, Brian Rizzo. Thank you for supporting our pursuit of national championships at Stanford. Stanford Athletics is the best in the nation, and I'm grateful to all of you who are the foundation that makes this possible. And to my sisters, Kylie and Jamie, both Stanford women's water polo players, thank you for setting an example of what a fiercely competitive, hardworking, and selfless student athlete looks like. And to my father, Peter, in the stands, and my mother, Kathy, thank you for valuing academics above all else, and for believing in me and pushing me to Stanford. Finally, thank you to my present Stanford teammates sitting here with me today, and my past teammates for holding me accountable and for working hard alongside me while never losing a sense of humor, because humor wins championships. This past season was incredible to be a part of, not only because of the championship won, but because of the friendship we shared. We won a title, the Stanford Women's Water Polo Way, through knowing your role, sharing the ball, and valuing the marble plays, the selfless acts that win championships. Now that I am at the end of my Stanford career, the words on the walls that once sat at Jimmy V's and now sit in the home of champions have new meaning for me. Stanford is not a 4-year decision, but a lifetime decision. Thank you.
Before you go, can you just flash those rings one more time when you point? Yeah, just that. They look good in the light. They look nice in the light. Yeah, you don't need a name tag. Everyone knows who you are, Ryan. Thank you and congratulations. That concludes the award portion of the ceremony. And for some closing remarks, please welcome to the podium a woman that I am lucky to call a dear friend and a mentor, the Interim Director of Athletics and Chief Operating Officer at Stanford, Alden Mitchell.
I got to give one more shout out to the rings, Ryan. That is a flex. And I believe you should wear them to every job interview you ever have at any point in the future. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I don't even know how to follow what we just went through. I mean, what a spectacular array of achievements. I am in awe. For those of you who don't know me, I am Alden Mitchell. I'm the Interim Athletics Director and the Chief Operating Officer. But much more importantly, I am a from birth, cardinal bleeding Stanford homer. I was literally born in Stanford Hospital, so being here with you today is just like the most tremendous honor, so thank you for having me. We've heard it a few times today, a lot of times today, and it's no secret that we are collectively experiencing the most seismic change that collegiate athletics has ever seen. It kind of feels like we're in the perfect storm. We are experiencing leadership change, industry change, political change, cultural change, all at the same time, and the list seems to go on and on. But amidst all that thrash, there is one constant. You want me to tell you what it is? It's a word you've heard a lot today. It's excellence. Our teams, our coaches, our staff, our community, and our student athletes, all of you are out here getting it done, striving for the best, and bringing it home. So on behalf of Stanford Athletics, I want to thank you all for being here and for your amazing support. Stanford, as you all know, is truly singular. It's unlike any place else, and all of you are who make that possible. Obviously, today has been a day of a ton of celebration. You'll continue to do that throughout the weekend. You thought you were done with shout-outs, but you are not, because I have a few more. First, our coaches. The dedication, stamina, focus, and care that you bring to your work leaves me absolutely in awe every day. Your commitment to building champions and leaders is truly inspiring, and given your own leadership skills, I would like to kindly suggest that perhaps you think about running for office one day, when you're done, obviously, winning championships here. Thank you. To our staff, to the athletics department, I see you. I see you showing up every day, grinding out the unseen tasks that me and our student athletes can train, compete, study, travel, and comply with NCAA rules, I'm just saying. You love what you do, and your dedication is everything. Keep going. To our fans and our community, whether you support the Cardinal with your time, your money, your talent, or your spirit, you lift us up, and we couldn't do any of this without you. To Ashley, I met you many years ago when you were approximately 11 months pregnant. I vowed to make you my friend. I did it. And to be able to do this with you today is just a really special moment. Thank you. To President Levin, who had to go back to the board meeting, thank you for reminding us that Stanford can be fun. As a matter of fact, we're fun. To the parents, you are the unpaid chauffeurs. You literally have achieved the pinnacle. You may yourself be running on fumes, emotionally, physically, let's face it, financially. But your kid is at Stanford. They play big-time sports. They have life skills. You did the thing, and you can tell all the other parents that you did that thing. P.S. If you have tips on how you did that thing, please come to see me after the program. Thank you. And finally, to our incredible student athletes, I'll quote a generational icon, Viper from Top Gun, when I tell you, you are the elite, the best of the best. Your natural talents are phenomenal, but your actual superpower is discipline. You understand time management, you understand accountability. You've known failure, and you've used it to fuel your growth. You have trained, practiced, and competed while also navigating one of the most rigorous academies on the planet. You were never just a student athlete. You are Nerd Nation. And at risk of sounding like your mom, I'm so damn proud of all of you. As we wrap up today, I'm going to leave you with a couple of bits of inspiration, if you'll indulge me. First, a quote. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. That is attributed to the Roman philosopher Seneca. I am also a nerd. Second, there is a plaque in my home office. It sits on my desk. I look at it every day, and it says, do epic stuff. It doesn't say stuff, but whatever. So know this. You have done the work. You are prepared. You came to Stanford to chase the opportunity. You are the disruptors. You are the innovators. You are the ones who are pulling Stanford athletics into its next era of excellence. So now, you got this. Go do epic shit.
out to Brooke. Open three.
All right, that concludes today's ceremony. I would like to invite the award winners to return to the stage for a group picture, and then they will join everybody for lunch in the atrium following. I also just want to give a big shout out to all the people that made this amazing event happen, and I can't name them all because we'll be here for another hour. But Jenny Claypool and Regina, you guys are fantastic. Nico up there. Thank you, everyone, for making this such a special night. And thank you to all of you for coming, and go Card. Enjoy the afternoon.